also highlighting his personal story, as you saw there, with a message of hope. Senator Scott joins me now, GOP presidential candidate. Good to see you. It looks like you're still in Wisconsin, haven't left yet. Look, tell me this. How did it go in your estimation last night, and what was it like to stand up there and watch basically the food fight with no food?
You know, it was an exciting time last night. I'm so excited to be still here in Milwaukee, heading to New Hampshire next. But I will say, no doubt, the people who benefit the most from the food fight are the media and Joe Biden. We need to have a serious conversation about the priorities of the American people. We need to reassure this nation that we are not in decline, but under President Biden, we're in retreat. We need to break the backs of the teachers' unions so that every child in every zip code has a quality education. That means a parent has a choice and a kid has the best chance for the rest of their lives.
So, Senator, at one point, it really was on full display about all of the divides in the Republican Party. And that's where I think it was juicy for people to watch, that you are not just all the same with the same policies. At one point, it was over foreign policy. Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy went to battle. And after we see this, I want to get your take because pretty much nobody else on the stage got to say much. Let's watch.
We must have a president of the United States who will advocate and fight for, at the minimum, a 15-week limit. I am 100% pro-life conservative. I have a 100% pro-life record. I got to tell you, though, we must fight for life. We can't leave it to Minnesota. We can't leave it to Illinois. We must solve that issue with a 15-week limit at a minimum.
Team accidentally rolled another really hot topic where you just were not on the same page as a group of Republicans, you making your case there. You want to further your words about abortion, and Nikki Haley had a lot to say about it.
Yeah, there's no doubt that when you think about the fact that if you say you're pro-life and you're still going to allow states like California and Illinois to have abortion on demand, that is not being pro-life. We have to create a culture of life in this country, and that starts with a 15-week limit. 7 out of 10 Americans agree with that position, but more importantly, it's embedded in our Declaration of Independence that our Creator gave us the right to life. So protecting life as the President of the United States is necessary, and unfortunately, we heard candidate after candidate say they are not going to do that as President of the United States. 3 candidates said they would not do that. That is a problem for our nation and certainly a problem for the world.
Well, look,
we have to be the leader of the world.
I want to follow up with this. Look, the goal in the end is to be able to beat the Democrats. Who do you think on that stage, including yourself, has the best plan? You said 7 out of 10 women to take into an independent populace, to take into a liberal populace, because you know the Democrats are going to come hard on the issue of abortion.
Yes. No doubt about that. The good news is when 7 out of 10 Americans agree with us on the issue of a 15-week limit, they would support me. But you think about the fact that every parent in every zip code deserves quality education, and that means school choice. They're going to support me. When you think about the fact that you have teachers' unions standing in the doorway of the house, of the schoolhouse, they would support my candidacy. Democrats and Republicans support school choice today like they've never done before because of COVID and the precipitous drop in test scores.
Real quickly, I'm going to ask my team to get it right this time. I want to get your take on foreign policy. Let's watch the fray that went on, and then I'll get your take.
Ukraine is not a priority for the United States of America. And I do not want to get to the point where we're sending our military resources abroad when we could be better using them here at home to protect our own borders, protect the homeland.
The problem that Vivek doesn't understand is he wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. Putin has said once Russia takes Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. This guy is a murderer, and you are choosing a murderer over a pro-American country.
Nikki, I wish you well in your future career on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon.
You know, I'm not on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon. And you know,
Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week, Nikki.
You want to go and defund Israel? You want to
okay, let me address that. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm going to address that.
Okay, not going to make everybody live through all of those moments, but I could hear your voice a little bit off in the distance as I watched it a second time. Where are you on Ukraine?
Well, there's no doubt that what America needs to know is what is America's national vital interest in Ukraine. It's degrading the Russian military. The strongest threat we have to the homeland was presented to us by Russia. They have the strongest military besides our own on the planet. China is our long-term existential threat, but by degrading the Russian military, we have achieved America's vital national interest. I'd go a step further, though, and say that Psalms 122:6 says, pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and for those who do, they will prosper. Standing shoulder to shoulder with our allies like Israel is absolutely essential. We must be loyal to our allies and lethal to our adversaries. And you heard folks who are good showmen on the stage, but they refuse to stand shoulder to shoulder with our allies, whether that's Taiwan, Israel, or other countries. That's a problem if you want to be the commander in the chief of this United States.
Real quickly, one analysis put Mike Pence with the most time talked on the stage. That's not hard to believe. He had a lot of interruptions of other people. He kept doing that. 12 minutes, 26 seconds. In second place, Vivek, 11 minutes, 38 seconds. You, Senator, were in the bottom three with 7 minutes, 57. The New York Times calls you the happy warrior. Are you going to change anything about your debate tactics going forward?
I'm going to continue to make sure that I provide the American people with an adult in the room having a conversation about their priorities. Certainly, the more you interrupt, the more time you get, but frankly, the more that helps Joe Biden. What I'm going to do is focus on those issues that set captives free. I'm talking about a kid who's born in poverty, who realized the American dream, because America is the solution, not the problem. You heard people on the stage last night refer to America as a part of the problem because we're a nation in decline. We are a nation in retreat because Joe Biden has us as a nation in retreat. As the next president of the United States, I will be standing proud and strong on the fact that the windshield of America's future is a whole lot better than the rearview mirror of our past.
Senator Tim Scott headed now to New Hampshire. Great you stopped by the Focus on your way there. Thank you.
Thank you, Harris.